I had another thought today that I thought was kind of mad, but kind of interesting to think about. You know, I'm sure all of us, we spend a lot of time on social media. Yeah, we communicate with the world through social media. And it's impossible, I feel like it's impossible nowadays to find a person who doesn't do that. Me personally, I spend a lot of time on social media, even though it's fair to say that I'm trying to balance it as much as I can to still spend time outside, touch grass, and like stay connected with the world. And so I love stories and I follow a lot of influencers and YouTubers and bloggers who are making content about their life and about their path, whatever is going on, and talking about things that are important to them that I find sort of easy to connect to. And it's like, again, like influencers, YouTubers, celebrities. We have a lot of people online, I'm sure, all of us. A lot of people online that we look up to. Whether, I don't know, we follow an actress on Instagram or we follow, I don't know, a person who does a podcast or commentary online. And so over time, we form this thing called parasocial relationship with that person. Obviously, we know who they are. They don't know who we are. We don't have the direct contact with them, yet they have, or they may have, an enormous influence on our life without even knowing it. I guess it comes with being, a public figure, public persona, a famous person. We, as their followers, or as their subscribers, or as their fans, having that parasocial aspect to our relation, we form a sort of attachment with these people, even though it's not really real. And this person plays a specific role in our lives. I don't know if it's a YouTuber that you watch. You probably finish your work day and on the way home you put on YouTube, you put on their video, it makes your day. You feel better, whatever the content that they're making makes you smile, or the podcast sort of resonates with you, whatever it may be. And it's so funny because we form this idea about this person in our head, right? Like we see a certain reflection of their personality through the screen, and we learn about them over time, about their opinions, about their views on life, whatever they're portraying or whatever they're deciding to channel. Funnier part is that because our brain only sees this one side of this person, we obviously don't know them in person. We don't know them as people. Like we've never met them. We only know a version of them that they're translating online. Our brain is automatically filling in the gaps about this person. So all the unknown information. That's how, you probably know, that's how all the stereotypes work and all the labels work. There's uncertainty, or if there's something that we don't know, our brain tries to fill in the gaps so there's less uncertainty, because if there's uncertainty, there's pressure and there might be danger and whatever. So it's sort of like a coping mechanism. I'm sure I'm saying a very obvious thing right now. You know what I'm talking about. And so our brain fills in the gaps about this person, sort of creating our own version of this person in our heads. And that sounds awfully, at the end of the day, sounds awfully like having imaginary friends. Because if you really think about it, at the end of the day, the video of the YouTuber that you're following and you're subscribed to, the video that you're watching and the way it makes you smile, yes, it's obviously them putting in some reflection of themselves in there, but you are doing it here. Partially, you make yourself smile and laugh, if it makes sense. You're interacting with an imaginary friend. It's not a real communication, right? You're on the receiving end, and there's sort of this one weird one-way thing. And it sort of feels like spending time with imaginary friends, The version of the person that you follow, that you have in your head, it doesn't exist in real life. This person that you have in your head, or the version of them, it doesn't really exist. So you're hanging out with imaginary characters in your head. When the first time I thought about it, and I didn't really say it out loud, I just kept thinking about it, and now I'm sort of letting it out. It sounds cuckoo. It sounds kind of crazy. And I feel a bit creepy and even a bit weird for saying that, but I can sort of see the parallel, So whenever I watch my favorite YouTubers or listen to the podcast that I like, from now on, I'm gonna feel a little bit more like a psycho. So yeah, that's thought of the day. I know, I just thought it was kind of funny to think about. We all know this sort of stereotype about like being a weird kid, and you know, if you were a loner at school, you know, you didn't really participate in the social life, whatever, like you were this wallflower and you found it hard to communicate with others, and you know, like, oh, these loners, they have imaginary friends, or like they make up different characters to hang out with. But we're kind of doing the same thing, no? In the modern world. Even though, like, I'm sure you all are familiar with this concept or idea that, like, even though social media makes us so connected, or social media made connection so easy, and our world is as connected as it's never been before, yet I feel like we are so disconnected from each other and so far away from each other. It's an interesting paradox to think about. Like, you probably, if you're watching this video, you have a certain version, unless you know me personally, of course. Like, we've never met, right? We have this like parasocial thing going on if you watch my videos and you know me through YouTube. Like, you probably have, like, you have an idea of the kind of person I am. Like, you're putting pieces together from the information that I'm giving you and I'm sharing here. But there's so much more to me as a human being, to my sort of story in this world. Ooh, I don't want to make it sound cheesy, but like, you only see like the tip of the iceberg, basically. And I'm very curious what kind of version you have in your heads about me. It's just very, like, I wouldn't say I'm insecure about this, like, oh, what do they think about me? No, I'm just curious the kind of like construct you have about me in your head. And we all do that. I feel like it's such a normal thing. We all have like it's, I feel like it's like this primary social thing, or like primary social mechanism that we have. Partially, your brain created me in your head. And like, you have a certain idea of me beyond the information that I'm translating. Because obviously, the things that I talk about, they can be interpreted in a lot of different ways. Different people hear different things when I say them out loud, I guess. So it's just, yeah, I basically wanted to have this little philosophical rant, but it's just basically going through my head. I don't know, it's kind of funny to think about. And you might call me out on, you know, being like, oh, stop being fake deep. I'm not fake deep. I'm as deep as I can be. I'm not a Socrates. I'm not a philosopher. Like, I don't have, pretensio, how do I say it? Like, I'm not ambitious enough to call myself like this deep thinker, philosopher, whatever. No, I'm as deep as I can be. Thoughts cross my mind and I'm like, okay, let me talk about it. So that's what I thought about today. What do you think I am like? What kind of idea do you have about me in your head? I'm very curious. Crazy. Okay, I'll leave you to it. It's gonna be the thought that's gonna haunt you at 2 a.m. today when you cannot sleep at night. I'm so sorry in advance, but also not sorry. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.